In this lecture, you'll be able to explain what a criminal investigation involves, how it differs from other investigation types, and what your responsibilities are as a security leader in supporting law enforcement while preserving the legal integrity of digital evidence. A criminal investigation is a legal process carried out by law enforcement or regulatory authorities to determine whether a law has been broken and, if so, by whom. These investigations can involve a wide range of cybercrimes, such as unauthorized system access, fraud, data theft, extortion, or even cyberstalking. Unlike administrative or civil investigations, criminal investigations can lead to prosecution, imprisonment, or criminal penalties. As a security professional, you may not lead the investigation, but your evidence, processes, and cooperation are often vital to its outcome. For example, if someone hacks your organization's network and steals customer data, law enforcement may initiate a criminal investigation under applicable cybercrime laws like the CFAA in the US or local criminal codes. As a security leader, your job during a criminal investigation is not to prosecute. It's to preserve, protect, and support the process with professionalism and precision. You serve as a critical technical resource, ensuring that the evidence and facts remain intact and legally defensible. You're expected to detect and report suspected criminal activity as soon as it comes to your attention. That includes recognizing abnormal behavior, reviewing security alerts, and knowing when a situation crosses the line from a policy violation to a potential criminal act. Your timely and accurate reporting can be the catalyst for proper legal escalation. Next, you need to secure the scene and preserve digital evidence immediately. That means isolating affected systems, preventing further tampering, and avoiding any actions, like rebooting a device, that could overwrite volatile data. You are responsible for ensuring the evidence remains exactly as it was when discovered. You also play a key role in supporting the chain of custody. Every time you handle, copy, or store evidence, you must document it. Record who accessed it, when, why, and how it was stored. This careful tracking ensures that the evidence is admissible and untarnished if presented in court. Lastly, you must cooperate with law enforcement while protecting your organization's interests. This includes sharing approved evidence, helping investigators understand the technical environment, and ensuring that any disclosures comply with privacy and data protection laws. You act as a bridge between the digital facts and the legal process. Remember, every action you take must be measured, justified, and well documented. If you mishandle evidence or skip steps, you could unintentionally compromise the investigation or render critical data inadmissible. Your professionalism, precision, and procedural discipline are essential in helping justice take its proper course. When you're involved in a criminal investigation, you must strictly adhere to chain of custody procedures. This means every piece of evidence you collect or handle must have a clearly documented, uninterrupted trail from the moment it's discovered to the point it's presented in court. If you break this chain, even unintentionally, you could render critical evidence inadmissible, regardless of how valuable it is. You need to use forensic imaging tools to create bit-level copies of affected systems. These tools allow you to preserve an exact replica of the data without altering the original device. By working from the copy, you protect the integrity of the evidence and ensure your investigation doesn't contaminate what could be needed in court. It's essential that you never alter the original data. Don't reboot devices, browse files, or run antivirus scans unless you've taken proper precautions. Any tampering, even unintentional, can modify timestamps, logs, or volatile memory, and that can seriously compromise the evidence. You are also responsible for maintaining detailed logs of who accessed the evidence, when, and why. Every movement, handoff, or examination must be documented in real time. This not only proves that the evidence was handled properly, it helps establish credibility and trust in your organization's response. Finally, you must store all evidence in a secure, tamper-proof environment. That includes physical security for hardware and digital safeguards for forensic images. Chain of custody isn't just about documentation. It's about making sure the evidence is safe, preserved, and untouched from collection to courtroom. Remember, if you mishandle the evidence, a court may dismiss it, no matter how incriminating it is. Your role is to protect both the data and the legal process that depends on it. When you're involved in a criminal investigation, it's important to remember that you're not a prosecutor. You're a technical partner in a larger legal process. Your role is to provide accurate, timely, and defensible evidence while safeguarding your organization's legal and ethical responsibilities. You should escalate to legal counsel immediately if you suspect criminal activity. Don't act on your own. Legal teams are equipped to interpret potential violations and decide the appropriate course of action. Your first responsibility is to make sure they're informed without delay. You must involve law enforcement only after internal legal teams have been consulted. Prematurely contacting external agencies can expose your organization to risk. Legal counsel will determine if the situation warrants escalation, and if so, guide how and what to communicate. You're also expected to share only authorized data, and only in ways that align with privacy laws and organizational policy. Just because you have access to sensitive logs or records doesn't mean you can hand them over freely. Always verify that data releases are legally vetted and documented. Lastly, you should be prepared to testify or provide formal statements based on your involvement in collecting or handling evidence. If the case progresses to legal proceedings, your documentation, logs, and actions may come under scrutiny. Be ready to explain what you did, why you did it, and how you followed procedure. Above all, you must balance cooperation with law enforcement while protecting the rights of your organization, employees, and customers. Trust, privacy, and legal compliance all depend on your ability to navigate this partnership with caution, clarity, and professionalism. As a security leader, you must be aware of the legal frameworks that shape how criminal investigations are conducted in your region and industry. Understanding these laws isn't just about knowing how to respond to incidents. It's about designing security controls that keep your organization aligned with legal expectations from the start. In the United States, your work may be governed by the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, CFAA. This law criminalizes unauthorized access to protected systems and forms the basis for many federal cybercrime investigations. If your systems are targeted or misused internally, you need to understand how CFAA applies, both to support prosecution and to avoid unintentionally violating the law yourself. On a global level, the Budapest Convention on Cybercrime sets the standard for international cooperation. If your organization operates across borders or works with foreign partners, this treaty provides the legal foundation for evidence sharing, investigation coordination, and aligning with digital crime definitions across jurisdictions. You need to know whether your country participates and how that affects your role in multinational investigations. You must also be familiar with local cybercrime laws and regulations that apply in the countries where your data, systems, or users reside. These can vary significantly and may define what constitutes a cyber offense, how evidence must be handled, or when authorities must be notified. Ignoring regional requirements can lead to noncompliance, even if your response is otherwise sound. Ultimately, your goal is to design security controls that are legally defensible, not just technically effective. When you understand the laws that govern cybercrime investigations, you can take proactive steps to ensure your organization remains compliant, prepared, and resilient. In a criminal investigation, your documentation can become legal evidence, and how you prepare it can directly influence the outcome of a case. It's your responsibility to ensure that every record you produce is accurate, objective, and defensible in court. You need to record incident timelines that clearly show what happened and when. This includes timestamps of detection, response actions, escalations, and resolutions. These timelines provide the structure for the investigation and help others understand the sequence of events with clarity. Make sure you also capture logs of communications and system activity. That means email exchanges, chat messages, and any system logs that support your findings. These records often form the backbone of an investigation and can be used to verify or challenge claims during legal proceedings. Keep copies of policies and procedures that were followed during your response. This proves that your actions were aligned with approved standards and not arbitrary. When you show that you followed a defined process, it adds credibility to your documentation. Lastly, don't forget to include your own actions and the rationale behind them in your reports. Explain why you took certain steps and how they supported the investigation. Your decision-making process might be questioned later, so make sure it's well documented and backed by fact, not opinion. Always remember to keep your records clear, factual, and free of assumptions. Avoid speculation or personal interpretation. Anything you write might be subpoenaed or used in testimony, so document as if it will be read aloud in a courtroom, because one day, it might be. So, what's your leadership takeaway? When a criminal investigation is underway, you become a steward of legal integrity. Your role isn't just to defend systems, it's to preserve truth. The way you capture, handle, and communicate digital evidence can directly influence whether justice is served or derailed. So, act with clarity, caution, and confidence. Know when to escalate. Protect the chain of custody. And always document as if a courtroom will one day read your report, because it might.